what's going on, y'all? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And you're about to watch a little OTB LSU.
We're going to give you all the latest, greatest between LSU football, baseball, women's basketball, softball, and everything in between.
Bottom line, if you want to talk Tigers, keep it locked, subscribe, like it, and we hope you enjoyed. Let's go back into LSU Grambling here. Let's run to the offense because, again, I don't think you can spend much time there. I will say this on Jaden. Couple drops early on, didn't let it get to him. Beautiful deep throws, taking the top off the defense, taking advantage of your better weapons. Great marks by Jaden, right?
Yep.
On Nussmeier, he was perfect. Should have, I think he finished 4 or 6. Should have been 6 or 6. Shelton Sampson dropping not one but 2 touchdowns. So certainly would have hoped to see a bit more from Sampson in his first action, but absolute dimes delivered by Nuss. Both quarterbacks look great. The offensive line mauled, but guys were half their size.
Yeah.
So they should have mauled. I will say this. You saw Lance Hurd at right tackle this game, and it's impossible not to get a bit excited. Now, it's a situation where it doesn't need to be a one or the other thing. This should be celebrated because you now have a lot of depth in that offensive line room. Like, Miles Frazier is still good. He should, for now, probably still be your starting right guard, and Emory Jones at right tackle. Maybe this changes. Maybe there's a rotation. By the way, that's good. It keeps guy fresher going in the fourth. Like, this is good for the team. But Lance Hurd is massive. It is shocking how much better 53 looks on him than me. He has long arms. They hang down to his knees. He's got violent hands, Jake. Quick movements. To be that big, great natural feet, strong base, like passed off stunts well even. Yeah. Like, if mentally he can make the calls, I want to test this guy against some better competition, so some nice depth being found there.
Yeah, of the players that graded the highest, like the guys that played a majority of the game, your leaders on offense, Will Campbell, Jaden Daniels, Malik Neighbors, Lance Hurd came in number 4 overall. Now you had Garrett Nussmeier and Bo Bordelon, who played 23 plays apiece, and they both had the highest grades, and so shout out to them for a big day. But of the guys that played a majority of the snaps, over 50 snaps, Lance Hurd, 54 snaps, and graded out at 81%.
He looked awesome, dude. Again, it's Grambling. DJ Chester looked big as hell at center. He struggled a little more. He had a couple snaps that were a little late, kind of moving the timing. But, I kind of like Marlon Martinez, I feel a bit for, man, because he came in here and you could tell, he's been trying to want to show off this improvement. He comes out 4 pancakes in a row.
Yeah.
Just baptizing cats. I hope Marlon Martinez finds some playing time, some way into the rotation this year. One of my overall takeaways positively, though, is the second offensive line and just that whole room in general is light years ahead of where it was even back in 2019 when the backup offensive line was just an absolute joke.
Yeah, it was a bomb squad, a true bomb squad, and now they finally have some depth there, and that's something that, Brian Kelly's done his entire career is try to juice up that room. And then we were talking about, I think it was on Friday, during the break, it's odd, you actually have good offensive linemen in the state, really, really good ones. And then it's now finding a DB in the state has been kind of a challenge. And so that's kind of flipped. But
why couldn't they just line up? Why can't we have both things at once? Why can't we have an elite offensive line without Louisiana and elite DBs?
Yeah.
Now instead of DBU, we become DB poo.
Well, the good thing about the offensive line, even when you had some in the past, Cam Robinson, they've gone elsewhere, you've kept every one of those players in the state of Louisiana. And with Campbell and Jones and Hurd, you have 3 solid pieces moving forward. And you're going to have, Jones and Campbell for at least one more year after this year. So those were good things. One thing, if I'm kind of nitpicking here, the running backs had a big day on the ground. Logan Diggs had some real juice. Josh Williams, both those guys had over 7 yards of carry. Noah Kane came in, kind of closed the game. Caleb Jackson, he flashed. The backs in protection have to be much better. They still are struggling. Bad leverage, bad technique, throwing when you shouldn't throw as far as cut blocking. And
I'd like to see them get on their routes faster, too, when they're doing a scan.
It was the same thing as it was last week.
Yeah.
Know what you're looking at and eliminate things that can't possibly come, right? They cannot, from where they're at, they're not blitzing. So don't even, worry. You give that a glance, and then you're out. Logan Diggs in pass protection, 9.2%. Josh Williams, 8.7%.
Yeah.
those are some of the lowest grades you'll find in pass protection.
Hard to
It was
do.
a story in week 1. It's still a story in week 2. If you want to be in there and you want to be this running back that runs the football, we all know you can do that. But you cannot fall into bad tendencies like, hey, man, anytime he's on the field, he's either going to get the ball or it's going to be free release. Like, you can't do that.
Wow, Jake, what incredible takes.
I mean, those guys, they're just the best.
I think so. And if you think so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post every single day here on OTB LSU.